Actually think Phillips Elementary School built ass was going to be able to take down Annalise? Come on now, let's be serious. So hey guys, this is the review for How to Get Away with Murder Season 2 Episode 14, There's a Baby. It starts off with Annalise borderline kicking Philip's ass. I'm like, Philip, you killed two people probably in their sleep. Maybe that's how you did it, because I can't see. I thought that, okay, he's small, but maybe there's something there. Yeah, there's nothing there strength-wise. Annalise didn't even have elevation as key. She was on the bottom, Philip was on top, and she still was able to get away. I'm like, Philip, I'm glad that our girl Annalise is okay, but what is wrong with you? That was just sad. So, Eva tells Wes to call the cops, and I'm, sidebar, kind of surprised that Wes did call the cops. No, I'm being serious. So anyway, Eve goes to the police station, and Annalise looks disheveled, and Annalise is just like, where is Wes? Where is Wes? Well, Wes pops up to the scene, and then we get flashback to 10 years prior, where we finally gets caught up to real day. I mean, gets caught up to what we saw when the season originally started with, Annalise, what did you do? Well, Annalise reached out to Wes's mom, and essentially that's why she died. Now, Annalise is being very coy with Eve as far as the results. The issue is that they're trying to potentially pin it as a murder and that Wes did it, but not really. So Annalise is like, how the hell can you tell me that this is a murder? And Annalise tries to go and defend Wes, and they're like, look, we really don't believe that Wes killed his mom. We just need all the information possible. And they were like, how the hell are we not thinking that this is a murder? Think about it. She was supposed to testify for these rich people. She didn't show up. So of course we think that they had something to do with it. Your client. So of course this is a conflict of interest for you. So stop acting like you're really here to go and say, oh, she just tried to kill herself. Why would she do that when her son is here? That doesn't even make any sense when we know she cares about her son. So Annalise pops up present day back to the house, and she's just over it. She's like, look, don't ask me no questions. Don't tell me no lies. But none of you are going nowhere alone. You hear me? Alone. Nowhere alone. So Eve takes Annalise to her room, and Wes is finally there. Laurel's just trying to speak to Wes, but he's not having it. And Michaela is just trying to figure out, Wes, what did you do? What did you say? You were at the police station. It was like, yeah, I was at the police station all night. I need some rest. Back off. It was really close to going off. I could see it. So, you see Eva is just always there, ready to be there for Annalise. Michaela has this stupid ass look on her face, and it's like, gosh, what the hell's wrong with her now? What is wrong with her now? Little Miss Prissy. But she has reason to feel upset because Caleb's missing. She's like, oh crap. So, Annalise, this is your fault. This is all your fault. And now Caleb is missing. Wham. I'm like, you better shut the hell up, because you're getting on my damn nerves right now. See, that's the thing about Michaela. 89% of the time she gets on my nerves. I know a lot of people don't like Laurel, but I do like her. Well, not at the end of the episode, but anyway. So it flashes back 10 years prior, and the hedge fund person, who we find out how big this case actually goes, he's essentially reaffirming the fact that he's threatening Annalise. I'm like, threatening Annalise through the way of her client. And I'm just thinking to myself, what the hell's really going on? He's calling her inadequate and all this stuff. And I'm really trying to figure out, there's another angle to this. Why go through the sun? Something just seems really off there. So anyway, everyone's going to be interrogated except for Asher, because it was everyone who was in the video, they're going to be interrogated. And they all do a great job of spinning it, and they don't sound the same. That's a good thing. They don't sound the same, but a general theme and census was very clear. You're not messing with the team. You're not messing with the team. And Wes, they were asked, why are you in New York? That's supposed to be your alibi. I was like, yeah, I went to New York. What do you expect? He was trying to pander Laurel by speaking Spanish, and Laurel wasn't having it. Laurel was like, I'm not playing your games. You're trying to get the sympathy vote. Nice try, though. And so they tried to get Michaela through talking about, what's his name? Caleb. Michaela isn't having it. Michaela's like, look, that was my client, and I didn't pursue a relationship until afterwards. And it was like, are you sure? It's like, yeah, because this document is like, look, you can try to say do whatever you want, but it's not going to work. Connor had the best line at the end, though. He was like, you know what? You're trying to screw me, and you're not even my type, so no thanks. I'm like, oh my gosh, Connor. Connor, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. And by the way, Asher still feels guilty because he feels like if it wasn't for him killing the DA, things wouldn't have spiraled out of control as much as they have. And I'm like, oh, poor Asher, if only you knew. And Bonnie looks like she really wants to tell him what's going on, but she knows she can't. She knows she can't do that. And Frank just has this look of, you better not say a damn thing. And so then Frank takes Bonnie to the basement. I was like, oh, are they going to have sex? That's one pairing I don't ever want to see get down. Ever. And Annalise sees them coming out of the basement and is like, what the hell is going on? And she was like, look, it definitely has nothing to do with that. It's Laurel drama. Annalise doesn't believe that. But aside from that, you have to also remember that Frank and Bonnie are just talking about, well, what's been going on. Because Bonnie knows that Frank killed Lila. Well, no, that Frank killed, yeah, Lila. And, he's like, oh, so he's spying on it? It's like, yeah, so why'd you do it? Why did Annalise make you do it? Now, remember, Frank did this for Sam, but he has to keep it a secret because Sam has stuff over him. And so, that's why he never told Annalise. Well, he should have, because she probably gave him the benefit of the doubt. But, we'll see how that blows up. So, Frank's at the bar, and he's just looking at this chick the whole time, and so then the chick was like, okay, so you coming up to my room or not? I'm like, okay, Frank has it like that, even back then, I guess. The suit, the scruff, that's not scruff, the swollen beard, whatever. But anyway, so, after that, he's trying to be nice to Annalise, and Annalise is like, why are you here? Why are you really here? Go away. Go away. I don't want to deal with you right now. I have too much on my plate. I'm not babysitting anyone. So, Wes, again, is, like, look, Laurel, this is the real reason why I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you because you lied about this paperwork. And it's like, Wes, I knew you'd freak out and overreact. That's why I hid it. But Wes is again over it. Laurel's losing her soon-to-be ex-boyfriend. Asher's apologizing to everyone. It's like, why are you apologizing, dude? We're all bad people. Just get used to it. Just own it. Just embrace it. Just accept it. And so it's like, Connor's like, shut up. Oliver's coming. He's actually one of the few innocent people here, so I wanted to keep it that way. Annalise is talking with Nate and just trying to figure out what her next moves are. And it's like, oh, thank you there for Nate for being there for me and all that. But I'm also like, you know what? Nate is a good guy, but I also feel like there could be another angle there. Annalise is just playing in her head all the things that were going on 10 years prior to get her to where she is now. And it is messing with her. It's absolutely messing with her. Here's the issue. Asher also has to testify. Oh yeah, by the way, Annalise, something happened to Annalise, and we know that something happened to Annalise. You know what happened to Annalise? Well, she got into a car accident. That's why she lost the baby. Because we were trying to figure out what the hell happened, what happened. And when you're looking at the scene, I was like, because I'm one of those people that's good at noticing stuff like that. I noticed that before taking classes. But it was like, alright, they're setting up this scene. They're setting up a moment. Annalise is on the phone, but she is paying attention. So this car, you keep seeing clear out of her driver side window. You can see clear out of it. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. This scene is too wide. Why is this shot so wide? And so, you know why? Because they wanted to see that big red truck go and hit Annalise's little car. And that's what did it. So anyway, Bonnie is working with Sam so that she can get her confidence up. And so Sam doesn't want to take a phone call initially, but then he does. And it's a great thing he does because, like I said, what happens is Annalise loses the baby. So he has to fly out to be there with his wife. And I mean, the timing was crazy. But by the way, Frank snuck Annalise some alcohol, and he doesn't want Bonnie to know. Bonnie is like, alright, Asher also has to go down and testify well, no, Annalise is like, you know, you also have to go. So there is that. And it's like, Asher, you're a lot smarter than people give you credit for. I will say that. And I'm like, yes, exactly. That is so true. And by the way, Laurel, this is why I do like Laurel, even though a lot of people don't. Laurel put, what's his name? Oliver to the test. Laurel made up a lie about Frank being the one to have killed, to allegedly killed, what was it, Rebecca? No, to have shot Annalise. And so Oliver was like, oh my gosh. And they were like, oh, so what's going on? What are you thinking? It's like, we need to do something. We need to tell someone. Like, wrong answer. You need to shut your mouth and keep it quiet. That's what you really need to do, because if you don't, everyone's going to be screwed over. So shut it. Shut it. And so she was just like, I did you a favor. You weren't sure if you wanted to tell him or not. Now you know for sure you can't tell him because he can't keep a secret. He's not like us. He is not like us. And Annalise is just over it. She's like, you know what, Bonnie, screw you. I do everything that I can, and it's all too much. Because Bonnie's like, oh, so you know, I don't blame you, but why'd you have Frank go and kill Lila? And it's like, what do you mean? So, like I said, Annalise was pissed, told everyone to get out except for Wes. Wes, come here. Wes is like, what? Smurf? Because Annalise finally wants to go and see him? Like, and he was just so thrown off. I'm like, why? So Michaela is white girl dancing, drunk white girl dancing, Taylor Swift 3.0 at this club, and everyone's borderline getting along. Laurel's like, you know what? I'm out. I'm done. I'm going to be drunk. And I was like, oh crap. I already see it. I already see it coming. Asher and Michaela, of all people, they're going to get down. I can see it. I can see it. They're polar opposites, and right now Michaela needs something different, needs something strange. Caleb is gone. So all these rebound relationships, and Oliver's just like, you know what, I'm stronger than you think, Connor, but no, you're not. No, you're not. That's why you have to keep it a secret. Asher is thinking he has his bros with him, but no, his bros like bros, so he's always going to be out of the loop. And you just see this look on his face like, oh, it's not of disgust. It's more so of, oh, regardless of what I say or what I do, I'm not that, and so I can never really be their friend, can I? Well, fully be there with them, for them, can I? Nope. The short answer is no. Eve is upset because she can't see Annalise because she's not a family friend. She sees Frank, but she can't do anything at this point, so she just backs off. And I'm like, damn, this is messed up. So Annalise is telling Wes this story about what happened to his mom. And she's just like, it's my fault. It's all my fault. Because of the fact I had her testify, forced her, really pressured her to do so, she took her life. And Wes is like, this doesn't make sense. I'm like, Wes, really think about it. It absolutely doesn't make sense. But this is How to Get Away with Murder. This is Annalise Keating. And so, oh, what's his name? Annalise's husband, Sam, comes in. And I'm just like, okay, Sam's there. Annalise is holding the baby, the stillborn baby. And they have to do a C-section, by the way. And so, I'm like, picture? I'm like, picture? What do you mean picture? Well, it's actually customary when something like this happens that a family, in order to grieve and really get through and get over it. We'll never get over it, but accept it. They keep a picture as a memory because the baby was full term. So it's a much different situation. So it's like, oh my gosh, this is so wrong. So Eva finally talks to Sam, and she keeps it very coy because Sam doesn't know who she is. So he was like, I'm working on the case with her, and so this is what's going on. And he was like, you know what, tell them that she's done with the case, she's not working on it anymore. So I was like, okay, so that's where he fell through the cracks. And so then Eve had to take over and really basically shepherd Wes. And I feel like Annalise has been using Eve to do whatever she needs to do to help Wes. So I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's messed up, but it does make sense. And I'm like, oh, poor Eve. She's accepting the fact that she's being used, but it's still not right that she's being used by Annalise all this time. Wes is in complete and utter denial. He doesn't believe it. He doesn't want to believe it, but because he's like, there has to be more to the story. This doesn't make sense. Why would they threaten me? Why would they do this now? Why would my mom think that they would actually harm me? Well, I'll tell you why. Because that rich billionaire hedge fund guy is your father. He is your father. And I saw that coming. I was like, alright. But I was like, that couldn't have been consensual. Nope, it absolutely wasn't. The dude was raping Wes's mom. And so at one point, she got pregnant, had a child. It was Wes. As we know, Wes is a byproduct of an interracial couple. And so it all makes sense. It all makes sense now. So that's why he was threatening the boy instead of just threatening her. And like I said, Asher and Michaela hook up because they're both drunk, both vulnerable. And so I'm like, oh gosh, I also saw this coming. It just looked weird, but I knew it would happen. So Wes is now doing his research on this dude because he's very much alive. He's still very rich. And it's just like everything is coming together in the worst way possible. Bonnie's trying to figure out what their next moves are. Laurel comes back into the scene. It's like, look, we need to talk because I don't care. Laurel's drunk, by the way. She is blackout drunk. She's like, you just ruining everything. You just ruined everything. And it's like, you know, Wes and with Frank, but see, you're a killer, Annalise, because you had Frank go and kill Lila. Now remember, Annalise had no idea herself that it was Sam, and so finding out that it was Frank, she's just all like, oh my gosh, this is too much. This is too much. And she knows that it was Frank by way of Sam. She's not dumb. So she packs her bags, gets her butt out of there, and it's like, I'm going home with the mama. And Cicely Tyson's like, oh, I'm like, oh Lord, hug her, embrace her. And so next week is going to be fire. Because I feel like more truth is going to be revealed. I think that her mother killed the person who raped her when she was a little kid. I mean, oh Lord Jesus. I think that's why her mom doesn't judge her for all of this. Because she understands. She did the same thing. I'm like, alright, here we go. So that was it. That was it. How to Get Away with Murder was just so much. I mean, TV was good. How to Get Away with Murder, Scandal, The 100, if you watch that. All of it was good. So please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Come back next week for that season finale. That was good. I mean, that was good.